What's going on, you guys? So today's video is pretty special. I'd like to happily announce that I'm collaborating with 271 Performance for the two mods I'm installing and reviewing today. So today I will be installing the 2022 Plus Honda Civic / Acura Integra leather shift knob, which is in here. And then I got the Honda Civic engine base shrouds, which I got the Fender plus Radiator shroud combo in wrinkle black. So let's get to unboxing. Alright, so first let's do the shift knob here, which is just in this little box. Here we go. So this is the shift knob box. Nice little box here by 271 with the redefined logo on it. 271 on the side. And here it is. Alright, so here's a little close-up just so you guys can see it better. So this is the red and black stitching. Let me get it out of the box here. Oh wow, this has a pretty good weight to it. So this is what it looks like. Got the 271 logo on the side there. Now we got the red stitching. Really nice shape. So let's move on to the engine base shrouds. Nice big box here. Here it is, nicely padded. I believe this is the Radiator shroud here. Oh wow, this looks really nice. And there it is. Little close up here. Nice 271 logo engraved on there. And this is once again the wrinkle black colorway. And let's take out the Fender shrouds. Lots of padding, which I like. Here it is. Little close up. Alright, and then let's do the last Fender shroud. Here we go. Very nice. 271 did a really good job with these and feels really high quality, I'd say. So I can't wait to get these on and see what it looks like. Alright, so the first thing we're going to install for sure is the shift knob, which is going to be super simple. Let's make everything brighter here. Perfect. So let's get to it. Okay, so for this install, it should be pretty simple. You're actually going to need your whole toolbox.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And all you're going to pull from there is a 14mm wrench. To get started on this install, first we're going to need to locate the silver ring, which is on top of the OEM shift boot. So first we need to get that down. Alright, so first I'm going to twist it to the side here, and then we're going to push down on the silver ring. Alright, there we go. So once you have that done, you're going to locate the two flat spots, which is on the OEM locking nut. So get your 14mm wrench, and then while holding the top of the shift knob, you're just going to be pushing your wrench to the left until it's loosened up like that, nice and easy. And you can just twist out the OEM shift knob. There we go. So once you have the OEM shift knob off, we're going to get the stainless steel washer that came with the package, and we're just going to put it on top of the locking nut just like that. And then we're going to grab the 271 shift knob, and for the time being we're just going to hand tighten it. Nice and simple. And you should feel a good tightness there. That should be pretty good. So after you hand tighten it, you don't want your shift knob to be like this. You want it to be oriented to where it is straight like that. Once you have the shift knob oriented the way you want it to and that it's correct, you're going to grab your 14mm wrench just to tighten it once again. So find the flat spots on the locking nut here, just like that. And then while you're holding the shift knob in place, you're going to tighten the locking nut against the shift knob. This time we're going to be pushing that way. So you're going to hold the shift knob and then tighten it up. Tighten the locking nut here. It should be until the shift knob can't rotate with your hand. So just like that, it still kind of rotates for me. So we're going to need to tighten up a little bit more. And There you go. I think that's the tightest I can go. Let's try it again. And there we have it. So it's not twisting. That's your cue that you tightened it well enough. You don't want to over tighten it, and you should be set to go. From here, last thing you're going to do is just locate the silver ring again. We're going to push it up to the boot here, and it should pop just like that. And here it is. It looks really nice. It honestly feels really good. And according to 271, it says approximately every 6 months, use a cleaner and conditioner intended for genuine leather to keep your shift knob clean and looking great. So yeah, so that's a pretty simple install for the 271 shift knob. Now let's get to the shrouds, and I'll do a little bit more review on this shift knob later on. So for the Fender shrouds, you are going to need a rivet nut tool, which I got from Amazon. This was like, I think 15 bucks.
Are you sure about that?
Might be wrong. And then you need a ratchet with a 10mm socket and an 8mm socket. And then once we get to the radiator shroud, you're just going to need a 10mm socket and your ratchet and a flathead screwdriver. So let's get to it. So before we do anything, let's open up the hood here and pop it up. Unfortunately, the sun beat me to it, and it's already setting and it's super dark to see even though I have a light. So let's install it tomorrow. We'll finish it from there. All right, so we are back and it's finally bright out so we can install the shrouds. So the first one we're going to do is the driver and passenger shroud. So this is the driver shroud right here, so we'll be working in this area. Also, one thing I'll mention is when I was messing with the padding to put the shrouds away, I found that these were connected to the padding. I was just so excited to get these on. I forgot that they came with bolts and some nuts here and a hanger for the radiator shroud. So make sure you take care of those and don't throw them away because you'll need them for the install. Alright, so before we get started, make sure you do have a magnetic tool just in case you drop anything. I've done that multiple times, but the first thing we're going to locate is the 5mm hole, which is going to be right here. So we're going to be using this one. There is another one up top, but don't worry about that one. We're going to use this one for the riv nut. So for the Fender shrouds, they did come with 5mm riv nuts. So this is when we're going to grab your riv nut tool. You're going to have it in the open position here, so where you can see the screw part out like this. We're going to take the riv nut, we're just going to screw it in there until it's all the way to the end of the tool, so just like that. So you'll have it in the open position. Once you have it there, just going to close it up. So you'll feel a pretty snug push, and you'll use a good amount of force to have it on there. So once that's done, you just twist it out just like that. So to be able to tell that you install it correctly, it'll look like this, and then you actually can't pull it out. So when you can't pull it out just like that, that means that you did it right. So moving on, you're going to locate these two 10mm bolts here, and you're just going to loosen them up and take them out. We're going to remove these, nice and simple. There we go. So once you have that out, just put it in a safe place because we'll need to use it for later. So once we have the rev nut in and then we remove the two 10mm bolts here, we're going to grab the shroud and then we're going to place it like this on here. So once you have it on, just make sure it's lined up with the holes here and the rev nut hole up here. And you actually kind of have to move this out of the way so you can sneak in the shroud here, which is how it's supposed to be. And I had to move a little bit of my wires from my big mouth light kit snorkel from Velocitech, and it actually looks really nice since it covers everything and no wires are outside and it looks funky. Alright, so for right now, we're going to grab the two 10mm bolts that we took off, and I'm just going to hand tighten them here just so it's in place and we can torque it later, and just so it's nice and aligned with everything. Then we're going to grab the 8mm SS bolt that came with the Fender shroud and the small washer. So we're going to go to the riv nut hole here. We're going to put the washer on top first. Then we're going to have the 8mm SS bolt go into there. Just going to hand tighten it here for the time being. So once you have that hand tightened, we're gonna torque the two 10mm bolts down here first. So when you're torquing these down, make sure that you don't over tighten it. When you feel a good amount of resistance, that's when you want to stop. You don't want to over torque these and damage your shroud. That's a good amount. And for the top one, same thing. Once you feel it kind of fighting you, or that there's a good amount of resistance when you're tightening it, it should be good enough. There we go. That should be good. So once we've tightened those two 10mm bolts to snug, we're going to move on to the 8mm SS bolt here. So we're going to switch to the 8mm socket. And same thing, we're just going to torque it to snug. So right about here, there's a good amount of resistance, so that's good enough. And it fits pretty well. There we go. So we finished the driver's side fender shroud. We're going to move on to the passenger side now. So moving on to the passenger side for the shroud, we're just going to locate this little area right here. Once again, we're going to find the 5mm hole here. So there's going to be 1, 2, and 3. So the one at the very top here, this is the one that we're going to use. So we're going to take the riv nut, and then we're going to use the riv nut tool to put it in here, and then we'll go from there. It's the same process. We're going to take the riv nut, we're going to put it into the riv nut tool, and then we're just going to get it into this one right here. So we're going to squeeze nice and gentle here, just like that. Then we're going to need to take this out. And I could have done it this way earlier, but I just wanted to spin it because it was more fun that way. But other than that, once you have the riv nut installed, just make sure that it doesn't jiggle or you can't take it off, and you should be set to go. And there you have it. It's pretty snug and it doesn't come off. So that shows that we did it right. So once we have the riv nut in, we're going to take these two 10mm bolts here and loosen it up all the way, just like the other side. So once you have these 2mm bolts loosened up, just make sure you put it in a safe place because we'll need to use them again later. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is disconnect the windshield washer by pulling these two halves apart. And when you're removing this, just make sure you're very careful since you don't want to rip the hose apart. So just like that. Then we're going to grab our passenger side shroud and we're going to place it down like this and have the two holes at the bottom line up with the two 10mm bolts that we took off earlier. And we'll do the same process and tighten everything else down. We're going to place it in here. We're just going to line up the two holes from the two bolts we removed earlier. And that should be good. Then same steps, we're going to take the two 10mm bolts that we took off earlier, and we're just going to hand tighten it for right now, just like that. And as for the riv nut hole here, same thing, grab the washer. Then we're going to take the 8mm SS bolt, just going to line it up with the riv nut that we installed earlier, and then we'll just hand tighten that for right now. And that's pretty good. Alright, so same thing, make sure you torque to snug until you feel a good amount of resistance, and don't over torque it because you don't want to bend your shroud and that's not going to look good. That's not what we want either. So, there we go, and that's good enough. And then same thing for the 8mm SS bolt. And there we go, that should be pretty good. And one of the last things we're going to do is put back the hose for the windshield wiper fluid. Should be fairly simple. Just make sure it's snug here. And there we go. This is the passenger side shroud. Covers everything really nicely and it looks good as well. So let's get to the radiator shroud. So for the radiator shroud, we're going to work in this area right here. And for this install, you're just going to need a ratchet with the 10mm socket and then a flathead screwdriver. First thing we're going to remove are these two 10mm bolts here. So remove these completely. Go ahead and remove those bolts just like that. So once you have those two bolts off, we're going to remove another 10mm bolt, which is next to your radiator hose, which is this one. So we're going to remove this one fully and then we'll reuse it. So let's remove this bolt here. There we go. Then we're going to grab our supplied bracket for the radiator shroud, which is this one. We're going to install it just like this. So it's going to be oriented like this. And we're going to hand tighten the bolt back for right now and make sure that it's nice and snug here. Tighten this up. You don't want to over torque this, so once you feel a good amount of resistance, just like that, you should be good to go. And we're going to grab our radiator shroud and we're going to place it down just like so. So once you have it set up, a good indicator is lining up the holes here from the 2 bolts we removed and then the bracket that we put up on here. So just make sure it's nice and lined up. I'm going to grab our supplied flathead pan screws and then the SS washer that we're going to be putting into the bracket hole and then the 2 holes from the 10mm bolts that we took off earlier. First 2 holes we're going to do are the ones that are up front, so place the washer down first and then the flathead pan screw. Just screw in nice and easy here. We're going to hand tighten it for right now and then we'll torque it later. And then the last one we're going to do is the one for the bracket. We're going to have the washer down first and then the bolt. This screw right here, we're going to use the M6 nut that was provided and we're going to tighten it from underneath. So we're going to tighten it by hand for right now and then we'll torque it later. There we go. So now we're just going to tighten everything with a flathead screwdriver. And once again, you don't want to over torque it, just a good amount of resistance and it should be good to go. Just like that. And then for this one to tighten it, you'll have your ratchet underneath with a 10mm socket. And then we're going to take our flathead screwdriver and then tighten it. Just a good amount and this should be good to go. And there we go. That's what it looks like. And I just realized that the 10mm bolts that we took off from here were replaced by panhead screws just so it's easier to remove the shroud without any shop tools. And one of the last things we're going to do is put on this too hot to handle sticker. And the reason we're putting this on is because after a long drive, the radiator shroud can get up to 140 degrees and we do not want to touch that. And so we want to put the sticker just to have a friendly reminder and safety first. And there you go. Nice little touch. I actually like how that looks and it fits everything else. So that's it. That's the radiator shroud. Nice and simple install. And then we have the passenger side shroud right here. And then we also have the driver's side shroud. And they all look so nice. The texture of the wrinkle black is really nice as well. And it just fits the whole engine bay aesthetic. Now this high performance shift knob from 271 has an ergonomic shape to it, so it feels very comfortable and provides a confident grip. And what I like about this is that it has genuine leather, which is really soft to the touch, and it won't burn your hand in the summer or give you frostbite in the winter. And this will also fit the 10th gen Civic and the 5th gen Integra, and it's honestly very simple, which I like, and it only weighs 320 grams, and it's a great balance for its size. When it comes to shifting, the response is honestly super great, plus the high quality leather adds such a nice touch to it, and it's super easy to install and it fits perfectly with the red stitching that is along with the rest of the car. So yeah, that is the 271 the leather shift knob. This actually comes in 2 colorways, so this is the black with the red stitching, or you can get it black with the black stitching, but I decided to do black with red just so it matches the theme of the car. As for the engine bay shrouds, these really spice things up. All of the shrouds are made out of aluminum, which is pretty lightweight, and on top of that it has really good high corrosion resistance, so no need to worry about it rusting quickly. Honestly in love with the 271 logos on here. This is actually the W that is on the logo. This is half of it, and then the other half of the W is on the driver's side shroud, which is really neat. But my most favorite one is the one up front. This one is just super clean, and the engravement on here is just really nice. So a bit more overview about these shrouds. These are actually 3D scanned, so the fitment is super flush. And once again, it was a super easy install, and these add more protection to your engine bay, which makes such a big difference in the long run. 271 never really disappoints when it comes to quality and the longevity of their performance parts. Honestly, still in love with my short ram intake system from them. Super easy install on this one as well. And the shrouds itself, I don't even need to speak for them. They are super nice and the quality is for sure there. Overall, it fits the layout of the engine bay, and damn, it looks really nice. And you also have the option just to get the Fender shrouds or just the Radiator shroud by itself, but I got the combo just so I can get more of that protection and honestly a bit more aesthetic when it comes to the engine bay. And before I end this video, I just want to give a big shout out to Vlad from 271 Performance for helping me get closer to my second dream car build, which is on this 2025 11 gen Honda Civic Si. I also want to give a big thanks to all of you guys for tuning in and enjoying the build journey for this one. But as always, stay safe and drive safe out there. I'll see you on the next one.